So,
But you traveled?
yeah, I did travel.
I traveled.
Talking about
Joey
I stayed.
stayed. I just got back from China,
China.
and that was pretty hype.
I do want to go. It looks so cool.
Shout out to the Chinese fans.
Because I know you've been a bunch to China before.
Yeah.
Is it really the future, Garnt?
Let me tell you why China is living in 2035.
Okay, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay,
Tell us about your story.
So, I just think going to China is an absolutely awesome experience.
Dude, I want to go so bad.
Yeah, same.
I will say that, you know how people say, sometimes you meet people and they say, oh, coming to Japan is like a totally new world. It's like a totally different world.
I mean, yeah.
Compared to the West, I feel like that is what China is to me. Where
Oh yeah, it's so foreign.
it is going this time, even though I've been before, going this time kind of reminds me of like what it must have been to travel like to Japan maybe 20, 30 years ago, you know, where it wasn't as
During the bubble.
Yeah, it wasn't as international as like during the bubble, and it was just this new foreign land that's you don't know you've heard about, but everything that you've heard about has been through like, you know, secondhand media and just, you know, stories. And that's kind of how I felt about China, where I think I know how it's going to be, but you don't really know until you see it. And I will 100% say going there felt very, very foreign, to the point where I'm very thankful, because the reason I was invited was Billy actually invited me. I should probably start off at the beginning. So I was personally invited by the director of LinkClick and To Be Here X.
Let's go.
And the reason I got invited was because there was a clip of me talking about To Be Here X and LinkClick on Trash Taste.
Right.
And that got translated over to Billy. He sees the clip and wants to invite me over.
Nice.
Or honestly, just to hang out, but also we filmed an interview as well.
Yeah.
And basically he got Billy to hit me up, and they were taking care of me the entire weekend.
Cool.
And so that was the main purpose of the trip. But I kind of realized getting there, I did all the prep work I needed to do to kind of like be a part of like, you know, be able to function. But if I had not done that, I kind of realized I would be so fucked. Right? Because, okay, let's say you go to a new country, right? How do you get around?
Obviously, you'd use the apps that I'm familiar with.
Yes.
You know, Uber or Google Maps.
Yeah. So let's say you land in China right now.
None of my shit works.
None of your shit works, right? So what does work?
I wouldn't even know where to begin. So I would need like someone to tell me what I need to download before I get there.
Yeah. So if you didn't have anyone to tell you, my brain always went, oh, just Google it. Nope.
No,
Google's blocked. So you're like, all of
That's where today's sponsor. I'm kidding.
Like it kind of made me realize all of the systems that we rely on are like, I knew this, but it truly made me like internalize how much we rely on like 5 fucking companies that are all blocked in China. So you land there and you're like, well, can't use Uber, can't use Google, can't use Twitter, Facebook, any social media. How do I get information?
Yeah.
And most credit cards don't work there either, because you need Alipay. And Alipay, you need to set up Alipay, you need a Chinese number, or you need a text to be sent. And if you hadn't turned on international roaming, there would be no way to set up your Alipay, which most things are Alipay, right? Most things are Alipay right now. It's very rare that I found someone who uses cash.
Right.
Taxis are mostly called by the local app, which is Didi, which we had in Japan. Which
I've used Didi.
Yeah, which got phased out. But like it kind of made me realize, thank God I did all the prep work before, because I would actually be fucked.
Sounds like you could do a lot of homework.
You actually do have to do a lot of homework. You have to, not every VPN works, so you have to download the right VPN in order to use the apps and things that you normally use abroad.
Yeah.
And another thing as well is that I feel like Japan, now going to China, is actually pretty English friendly. You know?
Really?
Yes.
Compared to Japan?
Compared to Japan.
Wow.
No.
Japan is English friendly compared to China.
Compared to China is actually pretty English friendly.
Japan is pretty English friendly. I mean, obviously it's not as like, it's going to like Germany.
Yeah.
But I think generally, like, there are a lot of willingness to.
I think in terms of English
I
think in terms of English friendliness in East Asia, it would be like Korea, Japan, then China, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The only three countries.
Yeah. Well, in East Asia, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it kind of made me realize, when you're in Japan, or even some other Asian countries, you kind of have an easy hack because there are a lot of, let's say, borrowed words from English, or let's say, borrowed words from languages that come from the West. In China, that just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right? It is there is like very few borrowed words. The only thing that most people understood was okay.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, because like, even even in a taxi, when you're trying to tell them where you want to go to, even just the act of just saying here or there, there is no here, there is no there. It's like a totally different words. Coffee is not coffee. It's like something totally different.
Kahi, I think.
I remember someone was telling me what McDonald's was, and it just it's something that doesn't register as much as like katakana.
Right.
Does
it's not like McDonald's.
Yeah. I can't just go McDonald's. And I kind of realized this when I was in China, where I was going to like my katakana way of speaking, where I'm like, that does not help me at all.
Mai Dang Lao. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation.
What's Mai Dang Lao?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's hard.
Yeah.
I wonder what that Ronald McDonald is called.
Mai Dang Lao.
Ronald Mai Dang Lao.
So what the point I'm trying to get is that going to China does truly feel like going into a foreign world where they are relying on their own systems, and a lot of their infrastructure is just not something that you are acclimated to. And you kind of realize that when you go over and you have to rely on all of their services, which a lot of the times don't have English friendly translations, or it's unless you know Chinese, you're going to have a lot harder time going there. So if you're feeling adventurous, go to China, because
shit, I'm gonna have to fucking do it on my Duolingo again.
No, but honestly, it was also just a fucking eye-opening trip as well.
Because you went to Shanghai, right?
I went to Shanghai.
Yeah. I've heard from like a lot of my Chinese friends who live in China but also outside of China that like the first time around, if you were to go to China, then they recommend Shanghai because it's like kind of the fun city. If you again, I don't know, that's all I've heard. Yeah. But like a lot of my Chinese friends are just like, you don't have to go to Beijing, honestly. Like you can if you want, but like Shanghai is a lot more just like an interesting
it's
city.
Like going to Tokyo versus going to Kyoto, right? It's one is a much more of a big mega city. One is more, I guess,
like
a
more
bit
culturally
rooted.
Right. Yeah.
So both of the cities have two different vibes. I haven't been, I went to Beijing 20 years ago or something, and there is a totally different vibe between the two cities.
Yeah.
But if you want something more akin to a mega city like Tokyo that has a lot of things to do, go to Shanghai. Obviously, there are other cities in China as well that have also been built up. But Shanghai was a lot of fun. There was a lot to do there. Parts of it has changed a lot. A lot of parts had not changed a lot. The last time I'd been there, my first experience landing was just reminding myself that even though there are a lot less taxis now because it's all like Didi over there, the drivers haven't changed at all. My first experience, I get in a taxi and this driver is just like a middle-aged guy, doesn't speak a lick of English. I'm like, okay, the address is on the app. He's like, cool, okay. Immediately start speeding. Just like in the middle of the city.
I mean, of course.
Like it's to the point where I'm like, it's an electric vehicle, but I swear to God, I just heard the fucking If this was not an electric vehicle right now, the engine would be fucking on fire right now.
Oh my God.
Immediately starts speeding, hits traffic, fucking brakes like really, really hard. And then he just starts like punching the car. and like just swearing.
What the
I love it.
Calmest Chinese Uber driver.
Yeah, I don't know what he was saying,
Sorry,
but I
driver.
I don't know what he was saying, but I could tell that
pissed.
it was not a happy shouting.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, he just kept every time there was a green light, he just like immediately rev off, stop, punch the car, say something, and I'm like, okay, I see the drivers hadn't changed. I get out.
What was he trying to do, like a speed run?
I guess so. I get out. So, this is actually, I think, the most. I'm not sure if it's Chinese or Shanghainese thing I see. I get out the car, and it was middle of the city. We're like getting out to a mall, and there's just this guy in a tank top. Right, but he has like this fucking Buddha belly, just like he just has his belly out, and he has like a shaved head, and he's just like fucking walking along, right? This middle-aged guy just walking along. I'm like, okay. Right behind him on the pavement, there is the equivalent of an Uber Eats delivery driver, just on a moped on the pavement. Cigarette in mouth, and just going along the pavement. I'm like, all right, yep, this is China, all right.
Bro, I love that shit. It's such a vibe.
Yeah, it is such a vibe, man.
Bring that shit back to Japan, bro. We need more of that. Bring that shore energy back that China still has.
Oh my god,
love
yeah,
that.
they have not. I was like, this is exactly the same vibe as what I remember.
Yeah,
just people going, people just not giving a shit in a way. And just doing their own thing.
So how many days were you there for?
I was there for 4 days.
Oh, okay.
So a lot
good amount of time.
Good amount of time. And we didn't really go to see the tourist areas because Billy wanted to show me much around the ACG culture in China, which stands for anime, comics, and gaming. And it was kind of insane. I knew, obviously, we know how big the market is in China. But I guess seeing the fucking intensity of it was just on a whole nother level because I thought I was prepared, you know, been to Akihabara, been to all that kind of Japan events and stuff. But I think in China, it is similar to that, but just the intensity is revved up even more than some of the stuff you can find in Japan.
Like intensity of like the fans or just the intensity of like the culture?
In both.
Both.
So we went on like a normal Thursday and they had rented out this entire fucking traditional, like very traditional Chinese area with like very traditional buildings. And they had just added anime characters everywhere. It was like the equivalent of it would kind of being like you go to like fucking Windsor Castle or something and there'd be like Black Butler shit displayed everywhere.
Fair enough.
But the biggest thing that was weird to me is just seeing how normal it was over there. You'd be walking the streets on just a normal weekday, normal day, go to one of the random malls, and you just see like a cosplayer of just some IP somewhere. We went to this mall and on the ground floor, there was just this massive exhibition for Mob Psycho 100. Like just right in the middle of this normal mall. You go floor up, massive JoJo exhibits.
Wow.
Just hanging out there. You go floor up, then there's this like really niche manga that I had not even heard of that is just starting to get popular in Japan, an exhibit there. It felt like walking the exhibition hall of Anime Expo because there'd be cosplayers there. There'd be just people. The biggest anime convention vibe is just people sitting on the floor, just like hanging out. Yeah. And the biggest thing that blew my mind was the intensity of the fans there. There were people sitting down just comparing the merch they got, and sometimes you're at an anime convention, you see people have like bags full, maybe some posters or some things. There were people literally with boxes full of just, I think, every single piece of merch that they sold at these exhibitions. They were like, at first I thought, oh, they're selling them, right? Because they were literally like, this one girl had 2 full boxes full of like pins and badges and all the other merch is there. And no, she was just like showing them off to her friends to be like, this is what I bought.
This is for my cousins. This is for my family.
And there were like full on meetups of just people showing off full on boxes of everything that they had bought. And we'd go upstairs, there's a Hunter x Hunter exhibit, and I asked the Bilibili people, I was like, is this a normal thing? And she's like, oh yeah, this is just like normal day. You come here every week and there is a different IP.
That's cool.
Wow.
There is just a different, these like floors are just different IPs, because we go over to another mall and there's another cosplay event for some really niche fucking gacha game that even I had not heard of. It is this mall is full of cosplayers for that game, for this kind of like just one-off pop-up shop event.
Right.
So when there is an event, like, I think what it made me realize is obviously Bilibili were just explaining to me that, you know, obviously we know China has a lot of people.
Yes.
we know that. So you only need to capture a small, tiny percentage of that population to gain massive hype and attention for events like this.
Oh yeah, of course.
So no matter where you go in, you know, even in normal malls, you're probably going to see some events like this pop up because there is enough people to support it, to make it financially viable and stable. Because you just walk around and there's, I swear, every fucking cafe, every other cafe has like this collab going on with a different IP. Doraemon, obviously like Link Click, other Chinese IPs as well. I'm like, damn, this is kind of more commercialized than America right now. Why does every single place I go to have some kind of collab going on with a different anime or gaming IP?
And this was all in like one building or like one area?
No, this was
just kind of everywhere in
This was
Shanghai?
kind of in different. This was spread across like 3. This was spread across like 3 different malls.
Oh, okay.
Wow. But there was one mall that was basically just there was like 6 floors, and it's basically an Akihabara building, 6 floors of just full on anime shops, all concentrated in this one mall.
Wow.
And it was literally like Akihabara in one building.